All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Friday. You know what that means. It is Octane Friday, and we got a good one today, so let's get going. We're going back 30 years, October 8th, 1991, 30 years ago. Soundgarden puts out Badmotorfinger. Wow, 30 years ago. What a record this was, right? This record was a big deal for people who were just getting into grunge. This is like right at the beginning when grunge was just starting to become a really big deal. This record was released just like 6 weeks after Pearl Jam released 10. And if you remember, it took a while for 10 to really get big. It wasn't until the following summer that it got really, really big. But this was also within weeks of Nirvana's Nevermind and Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic. So this was all happening all at the same time. This is when people were just really starting to take notice with that Seattle grunge scene. Nevermind obviously taking up a huge portion of the attention, overshadowing Badmotorfinger, but really, without them, maybe Badmotorfinger wouldn't have gone anywhere. Really heavy record. I remember listening to it just being like, wow, this is metal, grunge, whatever it is, I like it. MTV, of course, was airing these videos. And they were embracing this music, and that's what really made them take off. Again, this record, I mean, it went to number 39 on the Billboard Top 200. I guess I would have guessed a little higher than that. But it did get nominated for Best Metal Performance for the Grammy that next year. And they opened up for Guns N' Roses, the Use Your Illusion tour. I saw that tour in Foxborough, Massachusetts. What a show that was. One of those shows I felt lucky. Look back on it, I'm pretty lucky to have gone to see that. Obviously, Soundgarden, after that, just churned out so many great records, and Chris Cornell's voice, I mean, it's just so distinct, so good. And lest you forget, right before that, in 1990, he joined what they call a supergroup, Temple of the Dog. Some people are really confused. Temple of the Dog did not happen after Pearl Jam's 10, but it's when people figured out this record had been made. They went back and started listening to it. If you know your history, Mother Love Bone, Andrew Wood dies, and some of the members from Mother Love Bone are in this band. Chris Cornell's in this band. Future members of Pearl Jam in Mother Love Bone and Soundgarden. And they put out this awesome record, Temple of the Dog. I mean, we will have to cover them a different time, but that was just 1 year before this record came out. And again, huge record for them, really where I got introduced to Soundgarden, and probably most of us, that's where we got introduced to Soundgarden. 3 awesome songs on here, the 2 singles, Rusty Cage and Outshine. Remember, Outshine was the one that really just blew your doors off, and you were just like, what is this stuff? This is awesome. I mean, it was so good, right? So yeah, there's a lot to love about Badmotorfinger. There was even a special edition CD that when you tried to get your hands on it, you had to pay attention. You opened it up, there was a second CD with an EP in there or something like that. I remember having that double disc in my collection along the way. What are we adding to today's episode? We're throwing you a little bit of a loop because we're going to add a make or remake in the middle of this episode. What? You're crazy, Mark. You can't do that. What are you doing? You can't do that. Yes, I can. And not only that, but I'm throwing country music in to a metal episode. Yep, that's what's happening. All right, so first of all, your song of the day is Outshine, because that's the one that just kicked me right in the teeth and was the first one I ever heard that I was like, yep, do that again. But Rusty Cage is right behind there, and Rusty Cage is absolutely awesome song. What's the make or remake? Rusty Cage, fast forward, the Man in Black, Johnny Cash, puts out his record with remakes on it, and Rusty Cage is one of them. And this version of Rusty Cage is so good, it's going to give Soundgarden a run for the money, in my opinion. I mean, I absolutely love this version. And who is that band playing in the background? Who are playing the instruments? Who is his band on this whole record? Anybody? Anybody know? American Recordings Records, produced by Rick Rubin. His band is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. What? Mark, don't tell me it's true. It is true. And this all ties in because we lost the great Tom Petty on October 2nd. So this all ties in. But this Rusty Cage version, when you listen to the guitar, especially the solo where it goes down, 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 you're like, that's totally the Heartbreakers, right? Like, it's totally the Heartbreakers. You can hear it. You're waiting for Tom Petty to start singing. I mean, do it. Listen to that part. It's amazing. So what do you think of the Rusty Cage version from The Man in Black? Have you heard it before? Were you familiar with it? You're playing it today. And that is your assignment within today's episode. Also, Jesus Christ Pose on this record is a pretty awesome song. But Rusty Cage and Outshined, those are your songs of the day with a dose of make or remake. You're welcome. 6 minutes. Time to fly. Enjoy it. Crank it up. Have a good day. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.